Hey guys, it is Tristan with Nerdette's NewsStand, and I will be the first to say that I wasn't super into the Joker movie. Like, I had a lot of problems with it. It looked very cheap. It was very weird. I get that they were trying to show his descent into madness, but anybody that bathes their mother is super weird to me. Like, oh, there was just so many things wrong with it that I didn't think it would be a bad movie. I didn't think it should have the Joker name attached. Like, take away that and it could be okay. We could just see a man's descent into violence and madness, but no, don't attach the Joker name to like a goodwill looking dude. No, come on. If you're gonna do it right. Now, I know a lot of people disagree with me, but for decent reasons, not because he's a white dude. And that's how people are going with this, and it's so disgusting. Like, can you imagine if this was any other race saying that? You would not get anywhere with it. So it's all over Twitter right now, and I've even got some articles. The fact that so many cis white guys are excited for The Joker, a movie about white men, a white man that had a bad day, goes insane and becomes a violent maniac, proves that this still isn't safe to be a person of color, queer person, woman, trans person in the geek scene. Pro tip, watch Captain Marvel instead. I guess if you want to waste 2 hours of your life, go for it. I mean, that's the difference between Joker, which is just supposed to be this origin story, and I don't like the way it looks. I really don't. I don't think it should have that name attached. I feel like it's kind of doing him a disservice, but not for these reasons. Come on, you are taking it way too far. Joker, a film where you're supposed to sympathize with a mediocre white man radicalized in deranged violence, and no doubt be appealing to the wrong audience for the worst reasons. What? Why does it matter? Why at the end of the day, it's constantly repeated about this white man. Why does that matter? What did you want them to change his origin story? I really don't get it. I literally couldn't care less about the new Joker movie. I'm sick of these flawed white males, oh my god, characters who use their trauma as an excuse for violence that would get a person of color shot on sight. It's a movie, honey. I don't know, the whole movie just seems very tone deaf considering what's going on at the world at the moment. Okay. This one is the absolute worst. Like, this girl. Watched the Joker trailer and thought it looked valuable and interesting. You should stop right there because the rest of this is a hot mess. Then you remembered that you wanted to, kind of virtue signal. Yep, we got it, honey. Then I remembered that this is a second in-depth look at a white male comic villain when there is only one movie about a black superhero ever. No queer superheroes on screen. No queer kisses on screen. Yeah, okay. That is not the Joker. Do you not realize at this point that that is not his origin story? Do you not realize that that would change a character completely? That makes no sense to even bring up when it comes to the Joker. It makes absolutely no sense. Why you would have to... Okay, second look, I'm sure they're talking about Heath Ledger. He did a fantastic... Okay, there's like Heath Ledger and Jared Leto. Yeah, Jared Leto, we're not going to talk about. That one doesn't exist. We pretend that doesn't exist. Heath Ledger did an amazing job. Whether Joaquin Phoenix does or not is another story. But what does that have to do with anything you said? And there is more than one black superhero. There's Storm, there's Black Panther, there's so many. So why are you... Oh my God, I can't. You watched this one time and then you forgot you needed to send that virtue signal out, honey, and you got it strung. Your one like says it all. But there is these, this is the last one. New Joker seems to be a white male who decides to kill people because he was bullied and had mommy issues. I think it's going to go a little bit more in depth with that. But you could have literally left the white male part out and not, and this sentence would have been the same, because I didn't care for it. Because I thought the mommy issues were weird and I thought the bullying, it should go further. I get that. But the white male has nothing to do with it. And then someone comments, poor white guy. Like, shut up. Just stop. Quit it. It is enough, and there's no reason for this. So I found these articles, and it just gets so much worse. So here's this first one, and the title is literally, "If Joker is just another celebration of a toxic, egotistical male justifying his bad behavior, I'm not here for it." I mean, he did fall into a bag of chemicals at Ace, so he would technically be a toxic male, right? Like, all joking aside, he would be. But this is so bad. Like, this article is really long. I'm not going to read the whole thing. But he does say we all have a bit of the Joker in us. It's tempting to think that our failures are not the result of our own shortcomings. Of course they are. But of other people's misconceptions. It's a natural defense mechanism and sometimes isn't justified. Who hasn't felt like the Joker at least once in the course of their life? Like, I feel like there's something he's projecting here. I'm probably right, but he sees himself a little bit in this and is trying to justify not liking it because he doesn't want to see himself in it. It's hard to watch the new trailer and not think that at least one instance of your own childhood bullying. Who hasn't been taunted for standing out? Literally everyone. Who hasn't been called a freak? Probably everyone. Or an equivalent insult, yes. Yeah, we're not going to email you, buddy, but this is him seeing himself in something and kind of not wanting to. But the Joker isn't a child. He's a grown man, and yes, I am aware that he's fictional. Key word, he realizes the Joker is fictional. And here's why I still care when people see themselves on screen. They feel vindicated. Okay, sometimes they do, but usually not in an instance like this. Usually it's in an instance of empowerment or something that's done that makes them feel like, they saw themselves in that character and they were able to overcome. Not in a murderous, rampageous madman. Oh my gosh, she says, but I worry, not to the point that it's keeping me up at night. Well, that's good because that's a little weird. But still, that some toxic guy will watch this film and say, see, there's nothing wrong with me. There is beauty in my chaos. I am the chaos. I am the beauty. The end justifies the means. So you're telling me that you're worried that somebody's going to see this movie and think, you know what? It's okay to be a murderous guy. It's okay to see beauty in chaos. It's okay to go around and hurt people. No, I think you're looking for something to be outraged about. I think you're looking for something to be the first person that goes, oh my God, this is so toxic. I want my 15 minutes. That's exactly what it is. And there's actually one more that, oh my God, it's just as bad. So this one is actually from the Daily Dot, which I had never heard of before today. But Joker is the catnip for Batman's toxic masculinity fandom. Oh my God. These articles they kind of crack me up. It even says, this was engineered to a specific type of film, bro. You're saying it's for white men without saying it. Okay, we get it. And they go through a lot in here and they talk about any criticism of Nolan's sexism or Snyder's muddled storytelling is instantly rejected as heresy. Okay, I don't remember seeing any sexism in Christopher Nolan's films. I'm not exactly sure where they're talking about. There is some things with Snyder that were muddled storytelling. She's right there. But I don't get where she's going with that. I really think that those were probably the best Batman stories that have ever come or ever will come. Where the sexism is beyond me. So there's a lot of spiritual overlap here with the kind of film buff who cares deeply about IMDb or Rotten Tomatoes ratings. Haven't we learned that those are kind of junk? Yeah. They've been junk for a while, honey. And places high values on gritty dramas about tormented white men. Oh, I love this. The Godfather, Fight Club. The Godfather is literally about Italian men. It literally too takes place in Sicily. I think if I remember correctly, it is literally about immigrants. It is literally not all about white men. They're trying to have the American dream. They're not even from do your research, honey. Oh my God. I can't even take this seriously anymore. I am so done dealing with idiots that think toxic masculinity is the problem with this movie, because that's not the problem with this movie. The problem with this movie is that it should have taken a better directional turn and shown us more of a real Joker story. If somebody wanted an origin story for Joker, we should have seen that, not that it has anything to do with toxic masculinity. Let me know what you guys think. I will see you in the next one. Bye-bye.